there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to day 21 of the Sun Inspired Advent Calendar. I'm going to jump right in and open it up. Oh, pretty. We have some beautiful sublimated flowers. So they're on acrylic, but they've been sublimated, which means they're heat pressed onto. That's really cool. Okay, that doesn't really go with the plan I had from yesterday, but I'm going to give it a shot and see. Maybe I'll use these. Maybe I won't. I might use something from a previous one, a previous package, since today is actually technically MK's day to do this, and I'll save these for something else. So today is also Stretch the Sketch, and my layout is very loosely based on this. This is a sketch from Lisa Sikorsky from Scrap and Sketch, and my embellishments kind of go down the page like that, but my papers are going to be, instead of layered as they are, I'm going to just spread them all out, and I'm going to make 4 panels on my layout instead. So my paper is rotated, but my embellishments aren't. I didn't know quite how to present that up in the upper right hand corner of your screen, but it is what it is. I am also doing an 8.5 by 11 to go with the back side, to be the back side of yesterday's layout, which is an 8.5 by 11 also. And I am using the embellishments from day 2, which are the overhead view of like coffee cups. And I'm also using the chocolate from day 12. I had 3 leftover pieces of that. So I am going to be using a combination of day 2 and day 12 rather than what is actually in my package today. I'm saving that for something else because I want to make sure that I do this 8.5 by 11 to go with the page from yesterday to be on its backside. I also knew I did need to do Stretch the Sketch, which I wanted to go smaller to this week or this month rather than larger. So basically Stretch the Sketch is use any size other than the size that the sketch is presented in. And so that is why I'm not using today's. Also, you can go and check out more of inspiration of today's Some Assemblage Required Advent Calendar on MK's channel, because today is actually her day to use the items from today. I am doing even days, she's doing odd days, and actually most of the time if I am doing a video for the day, I am using items from the Advent Calendar, and usually on their own on the day that they're received. But anyway, okay, so I went to my Silhouette software. I made a title that says "Me and My Gorillas." Yes, gorillas. I am actually documenting a kind of funny story. I've got a picture of the 3 kids that I take care of. It was, I've documented this picture before for myself. It was a day we did, it was actually on day 12 when I used the chocolate pieces, because I documented doing the chocolate bombs with them. And that is going in my own album, because I do like to keep a couple of layouts of things that I do with them, even though usually I do it for their albums. But this one, I am using that same photo because it's like the most recent one that I have of the 3 of them. That is a really good photo. It goes great with the time period. But my little guy, every once in a while, we pick the girls up from school. Usually mom or dad does that, but in this particular day, not the day the photo was taken, but one of the days around that day, we had to go pick the girls up from school. And he always says the grills. Let's go get the grills. And I was trying to help him learn to pronounce girls, and I kept telling him, can you try saying girls? And so his response was gorillas. And so now they have just become the gorillas. Anytime any of us are going to get the gorillas, that's what we call them. Or if we are doing something with all of them, and we like tell him, hey, we need to go get them, or I'll say, hey, who do you hear? Who just came home? And he'll say, the gorillas are home. And so, yeah, they're just the gorillas now. And they thought it was really funny when they first got in the car. About 5 minutes in, they were like, okay, can you not say that anymore? And then they realized that he's just going to say it more because they asked him not to. So now they just go with it. So, yeah, it's him and his gorillas. So I took my paper, which was a 12 by 12, and I cut it down to be 8.5 by 11. I didn't want the part that said let it snow on there. I cut all of these pieces down to be 2 inches wide, and then I had to do a little bit of finagling to marry up the right hand side 2 pieces with the left hand 2 pieces because I wanted to bring that whole swirl up rather than being down at the 12, all the way at the bottom. I wanted to kind of have the pattern that goes across the pieces all line up, but I wanted to get both of the opposing corners that have the swirls on them or the flourishes on them, but not the let it snow portion. So I conveniently cut my words out of the portion that had the let it snow on it, and I just used the back side of the paper because it's got that goldish yellow on the front side. It also goes really well with the little bear chocolate bombs that we've got going on there. They're kind of like a creamy color, and he's got a teal shirt on, so this paper worked out really well for it. And it just so happens it's actually the same colors that I used yesterday, not by not intentionally. I didn't go looking for papers that were the same colors. They're going to be back to back. It's not going to matter in the album at all, and it doesn't bother me anyway if my two 12 by 12s facing each other don't match. It just so happened that these colors worked well with this photo, and the ones from yesterday worked well with that photo. So it is what it is. So I've got my little overhead view of the cups, and I'm going to go ahead and scatter those around the page a little bit like what's going on with the stars if I go up and rotate that image. And I think it's coming out pretty good. I did want some more of those flourishes and swirls, so I have a die that cuts this flourish. I've never used it before. I got it from a friend, or actually I don't even think I got it from a friend. I think I got it from a crafting like yard sale or something like that. And so I just cut it out of the paper that I use to map my photos to check it out and see if I liked it before I went to all the trouble to find a paper that I liked. And it turned out I actually like it on the white. So I left it on the white instead of going and finding an additional paper that I thought would go well. I decided I'm just going to leave it on the white, and I just cut it apart so that it can fit across my 3 different embellishment areas. And then I'm going to use a large label to do my journaling on. My journaling is mostly going to be the story I just told you. That's what's going on this yellow label. I am going to do a little journaling above the word my on the background, and that is just going to cover basically that we did chocolate bombs that day to kind of kick off the holiday season. Excuse me. And so you get kind of both stories on this page. I am going to use some glue dots to hold down those chocolate pieces. It was just perfect that I had 3 of them left to coordinate with these 3 cups. And I love that there's 3 cups, 3 kids, and 3 chocolate pieces. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then they are kind of overlapping, so my glue dots are conveniently placed where they overlap the wood veneer. You can see I'm putting it on actually directly on the wood veneer, and then underneath the corner of the chocolate where it touches the page so that it can stay stuck down really well. I had to redo that bottom one a little bit just because it wasn't staying. I didn't get the glue dot quite in the right place the first time around. As you can see there, it works much better if I just put it on the wood veneer. And then I'm just using my liquid glue to tack everything down and make sure it's all going to hold. And that is pretty much it for this layout, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and do my journaling. I'm using my Muji pen to do that. I did do distressing on all of my strips of paper, and A lot of that was just so it didn't, in case there was a little inconsistency in my horizontal lines, it wouldn't be quite as obvious. And also I wanted a little bit bigger gap between all of those strips of paper. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you for watching and spending time with me. Don't forget to check out MK's channel. I also have a link down below for everyone playing along with Stretch the Sketch using the same sketch that I'm using today. So I hope that you go and check out their channels as well. And I will be back again tomorrow with another one. Thanks so much for watching. See you then. Bye-bye.